Hello, everyone. This is your weekly reading for August 16th through the 22nd, and we have a very interesting week. As per usual, I have chosen the cards and the card decks that I'm going to be using. Both of them will be actually through Colette Baron-Reid's decks of cards. They're the Enchanted Map Oracle cards and the Goddess Power Oracle cards, both through her. And as per usual, I have not actually looked at the cards. I will look at them with you. I just wanted to cover something. I realized that the full moon is actually going to be coming up in August, and I believe it's in Aquarius. So we have some pretty interesting energies from what I'm kind of feeling and understand through some of the YouTube videos that I've actually been watching through other channelers and astrologers. And wow, we're in for quite the ride for the next few weeks. And in fact, I believe it's amping up. I'm very curious myself to see what the cards will show with regards to this. But yeah, we've got an interesting ride coming up. And if those of you are sensitive to some of the energies of the full moon, we tend to feel that energy a week to several weeks before the actual event. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I've been feeling it already, and I wonder if a number of you have also. So let's get right into it because we have a very full reading today. So the first card that we're going to be using, and they're alternating, is the Enchanted Map Oracle cards. And then the next will be the Goddess Powers, will be the Enchanted Oracle, the Goddess Power, etc., for 6 cards. We have something, and I decided to choose this where it was using the reversed cards. A lot of times I don't use the reverse cards, but this time I've decided I'm going to try this because I do feel that the energies are actually pushing for this at this time. So we got Dry Desert in Protection. So basically that's this. So we're going to check this out. Dry Desert. I already have my ideas on what this is basically saying, but I'm going to read it through the cards, the card guidebook, and see if this actually works for you guys as well. Oops, sorry, wrong guidebook. Yeah, it's been that kind of week, actually, this last week. So, Dry Desert. Dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable. The reversed. The subject of your inquiry is barren and can't give you anything right now. No matter how beautiful and seductive the shimmering glow of a mirage, this is an illusion. When the Dry Desert card is reversed, it is a warning not to be hypnotized into thinking you will achieve your desire. This well is empty. Consider the gift here, though. Know that while this is not the right place, person, or circumstance for you at this moment, it means that something much better, more fulfilling, and life-sustaining is coming. Celebrate the warning and be grateful. So basically, if you have been toying with some opportunities or making a decision upon an opportunity, whether it is on a job or a career, relationship, project, this is saying, hold off just now and basically see how things go. Search on the inside for the truth of the matter, because a lot of truths are basically coming up, not only in media and in the global selection, but basically where we are inside. Really look inside to find out whether or not there is a necessity for this. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if it turns out that what you desire is something on the aspect of what you feel you need, and the universe knows better, it will take it away from you. And if it's a job, say, for example, where you are feeling disillusioned, you have people around you that are maybe not in the like-mindedness that you are, or that you have a lot going on within the job that is just not ringing true or resonating with you, then this is the time to actually leave. So it is one of those strange weeks, but basically beginning in this week, that it's going to cause you to contemplate. And I believe it's right in line with the full moon, which is about completion. So if you're looking for something that is more in line and in tune with what you resonate with regards to your passion, with regards to career, relationship, really have a look at the relationship, whether it's controlling. If it's very controlling and you're kind of done with the situation, walk away from that. And that comes from a viewpoint, a higher viewpoint for all relationships. So this could be intimate relationships, or it could be those that are around you with friendships, and anybody who is just an acquaintance at this time. Really look at where you're going. This is a time of contemplation in that sense. So any decisions when they're talking about that dry desert just means that maybe what I desire, what I think I desire actually, is not true, ringing true with what my heart desires. And really look at making that, giving yourself that time to make the proper decision that rings true with you. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. We'll see what we have here. This is the Goddess deck, and this is Mary Miracles. So isn't this beautiful? We start off saying that basically we're going to have to discern what it is that we really want within our lives, our wants, our desires, our truths that resonate with us. And now what that is doing is actually opening the arena for us to have miracles come into our lives. And that could be also where your desire for something is that you can feel rings true for you in your life, whether it's that, again, that relationship, the job, the career, the next step in your life, the purpose, the project that you might be working on. You may have to really take a step back in order for that miracle to come through. So let's look at miracles. This time I have the right deck. So Mary, Mother of Miracles, has come to celebrate with you today. She is here to remind you of all the amazing wonders that are everywhere in your life right now. Look around, and look around you, especially at all the synchronistic events that have already taken place. Ever since you were born, events and opportunities have come together to support you, guide you, show you love, and present the world as you see it. Look closely and see the hand of the divine working on your behalf. You are a powerful co-creator, and so you are responsible and accountable for the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that seed your field of dreams. Remember, miracles are uncanny evidence that from the invisible world, life springs into form without any reasonable cause for the effect. Mary gave birth as the great goddess was shown to do long before the Christian myth of Mary becoming real. She too proved herself to be the very essence of creation itself. In this moment, Mary reminds you of those miracles that you too can call into being. You don't need a cause or any evidential fact or calculation to believe and then see that miracle rise up in the conditions of your life. When Mary appears, you are reminded that you will never run out of miracles. And that is true. Now, some people may not believe in miracles, but I urge you to take a look at the synchronistic events that happen on the outside. So, for example, something super simple. You want to find a place to park really quickly because you have to get to an appointment on time and you're running late, or you got caught in construction and all of a sudden you really need to get this place to park. You send it up there to the universe saying, oh, please, God, please just let me find a good parking spot close to where I need to go in order to be there. And sure enough, you get there, someone's pulling out of the parking spot just right in front of the door. Now, that is, I mean, it could be an exaggeration, but that's happened to me many, many times where I've actually thrown it up there saying, okay, universe, please get me there in time. And all of a sudden, somebody's pulling out, or you're basically able to find a parking spot in time. These are small miracles that are, I believe, synchronistic to your life. And it starts from the very beginning of time, the very beginning of the moment you were born. These synchronistic events just compile and become cumulative over your lifetime. And at this moment, what this is saying is that if you have to make a decision that basically closes the door on one opportunity, there are miracles and or a network that is sent out of energy that will bring something that will resonate with you better on your life purpose path to you. So sometimes this might be a stretch in believing that, but I urge you to take a look at that situation, that basically believe in the little miracles that come to you, because the more you do and the more you are grateful for them, the more you will have more abundance of them. And the more synchronicities will occur in that particular arena that you are looking to solve problems in. So, for example, I know some people, including myself actually, that have a multitude of things going on that are changes, crazy changes in their lives, in all aspects. So, financially, that would go with the economically, in your relationships, in the job arena and or income level, and everywhere in between. And this is necessary. This is something that is absolutely necessary for all the new energetic and what would be considered miracles to come into your life. So let's move along. We have the enchanted map. Once again, we got something upside down. So basically that means that's in reversed position, slow and steady. I've always said in the past, basically slow and steady wins the race in reversed position. So we're going to check this out in the enchanted map. And what it tells us is pushing things forward impulsively will not only prevent success, but potentially cause more trouble than you're prepared to handle. Moving too quickly will only yield unripe fruit with a bitter taste. Slow down, breathe, meditate. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. Just be. Everything will work out if you can apply the brakes and become more aware of what's happening in this moment. A calm focus on the now, breathing in the beauty of your surroundings, will restore your power to consciously co-create your world. All fruits ripen in their own time. You know, this is very interesting because this basically tells you to slow down, take a break if you can, have a vacation because it's perfect, at least in the Northern Hemisphere right now, we have summer. And even if it's winter in your area, take a break, take some time, go out and enjoy the nature and regroup with yourself. Give yourself self-care. This is a time, in a sense, of a non-action, but rather contemplation and allowing things to unfold before you. Slow and steady. Don't expect everything to happen right at once. And that is our impatience as a human being. We want things to happen right away. And at this point, this is basically saying, slow down, put on the brakes, take a breath, and then see things, maybe basically analyze from an upper point of view. Take that perspective, that higher perspective. Meditate when you can, take breaths to be able to allow that energy flow to come back into you. And what this also says is that if we push too hard to get something done, if we push too hard to have a particular outcome, we may actually impede the universal energy that is there for abundance to give us. So what happens when that occurs is that our emotions are pushing. We are very impatient. We're very wanting and desiring a certain outcome. So we have a one-track mind, one-mindedness. And when that happens, we're not opening our perspectives to the multiple array that the universe can give us as a conclusion to what it is that we want. Whether it's in a job, in a relationship, in the outcome of a project, the success of anything you have going on at this time, whether it has been in work, etc. This is basically saying, take your time. There's that word again, allow for this to unfold before you. And I believe that in this case, this is also kind of almost in a bit of a protection too, with regards to what's going on in the global arena. If we can actually take the moment to step back and actually review what's out there, think for yourself and review what's out there, without giving any biases or pushing on any emotional thought processes of one side or another side, and just try to be unbiased. This would give you a little bit more of the research mind, the individual who looks at everything with a hypothesis and just kind of says, okay, you know what? I'm just going to see if this is the likely conclusion, but you know what? I'm going to open my eyes to other opportunities and other things coming to me. So slow and steady, allow things to come to you without taking that emotional impedance of energy and putting it in so that it restricts your point of view. Okay, so the next we have is in the Goddess deck, and it is Morgan, Death and Magic. Okay, so we are having a very interesting week. Death and Magic is very, very interesting because what this is basically saying, and any death card, say for example, if you got a tarot reading and the death card comes up, it is not a bad thing. Yes, it may mean the death of a person or animal that's close to you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. What it means is change. It means that you're letting go of something in order to bring something new in. And, you know, we've always been very adverse to change, especially right now. We're looking at a lot of changes in the entire arena out there, and it has to happen. There's too many things that have just gone awry for the last, I don't know, our entire lives. So that could be within the 100 years that we've been living. Death and Magic is about change. So let's take a look at what this says in the guidebook. And it was, I'm looking at the upright position here, or the empowerment message. Consider your life a magical gift and your experience of it a beautiful opportunity to leave the world a better place. You give that gift back when death comes and ends your time on this planet. Experiences, relationships, projects, and even long cherished dreams are all subject to the natural laws of death and the magic of the Celtic goddess Morgan. Now is the time for you to let certain parts of your life die and recognize this process as something to celebrate as well as to mourn. Let go with love and gratitude. Leave your fears behind, for in death there is great magic, as nothing can ever be truly destroyed. From the ashes of the old, a new life and new dreams will come to be. Face this time of dying and death with love and courage. Be willing to be empty. Soon the goddess Morgan will fill you up with the magic, and a new world will be born for you. This is her gift for you when you surrender your resistance and allow things to be as they are. Beautifully said, and especially since we are coming up to a full moon. What is very cool about this is that as we let go of something, as we let go of a multitude of things, you can see that there has to be something new that comes in. And actually, that can be kind of exciting because you don't really know. In a lot of ways, you don't really know what's going to be coming up. When you're kind of driving into a fog and you can't see much more than a few feet in front of you, you don't know what is coming. You have no idea whether there's an animal in the road. You don't know if someone is trying to pass somebody and it's going to hit you or collide you, whatever. What this is saying is trust. Trust in the change and trust that the universe has your back on this. There will be a lot of change, as we can see in so far. There's a lot of change coming up this week. And I know that this may likely continue for the next several months, as per what the astrological channelers are saying and predictions are saying. So if anything, yeah, we're not out of the water yet, but basically we're in this together. We're all changing, every last one of us, some more than others, all at once. So just to be there for someone else is a wonderful way of creating that magic for yourself and for that other person, that community, that beautiful motion of being together. So embrace this time. I know it's really hard to say, especially, I mean, I'm going through stuff too. We're all going through things. Try to embrace what you have with as much of a clear mind and less bias as possible. Death and magic go together. Yes, you will have to let go of something, and that might cause some mourning. And that is something actually that we can do for ourselves as well. When we're letting go of something that we no longer need in our lives, not material as per se or person wise, something of a thought pattern that we've had in our lives for the longest time, if not from birth or from childhood, we will mourn. We will definitely feel it. It will not feel the same. It's like getting rid of a particular habit or changing a habit or routine, which is very different and difficult to do because we've really been in it for a long period of time. But once you start to take hold of that new, that change, then all of a sudden it either becomes more conducive to your routine, or because you get used to it, or you start to recognize the benefits of that particular change. So just keep that in mind. Moving on, we are looking at the Enchanted Map once again in protection mode. We've got all three of these cards in protection position. It is Ride the Wave in protection. It's quite a beautiful card too, just looking at this. And it's not meaning that it's a bad thing. It's just being mindful of where you are right now too. Basically in the reverse position, this says you may be mistaking a rogue wave for a fun ride. You can only coast for so long before you hit the shoreline with a smack. The tide is ebbing, and your activities are now preparing you for when that wonderful wave comes in for you to ride. You're meant to learn how to be a strong swimmer now. Don't worry, preparation ensures a successful result. However, you must wait patiently for the right moment to come. Now is the time for conscious preparation and skill building. There's an undercurrent here, I believe, that is basically saying, as things are coming to you, and yes, they may be unpleasant, then ride the wave. So it's at this time, especially what this is saying is just chill out. Allow things to happen, see things for what they are. And this is a wonderful way to actually take the time to journal or take the time to meditate, do things, self-care, some going out for a walk in the park, just allowing for things to just occur. Go camping with your family or with yourself and just enjoy. Take that time to just allow things to pass over while you kind of look at it from a higher point of view. This is definitely a time of contemplation. This is saying this 100% right now. We're going to go into the last card for this week, and it is Epona, Wise Leadership. We're definitely looking for that right now, aren't we? Wise leadership. I will dare say that the leadership that we've had for the last several centuries likely have been, dare I say, terrible. And what we're looking for right now is better leadership. I'm sure this is also going to come out and say, just be mindful of what is out there saying that it's a leader, and just look at everything. This is saying research, take a step back, contemplate, allow yourself to do your own research. This is basically looking at what is happening. Not everything is in the leadership point of view. Trust that the universe knows what it's doing, and also allow yourself to be open to whatever's there, not just one-mindedness, right? But also wise leadership is something that you can become, not only for yourself, but for other people in your community. And maybe there's a possibility that if you had continued with the job that you're in, or the particular volunteer position that you're in, or career that you're in, that you may have passed this by in order to lead someone else, or lead a group, lead an organization, maybe have your own business. So there's opportunities here. So I'm just going to read this, and we'll see where we go from here. Seems like a very interesting week so far. Epona, Wise Leadership. Stepping into the world with a sense of surety and positive self-worth is what's called for now. Epona, the Celtic Roman horse goddess of leadership and guidance, offers you her wisdom. Know that you have what it takes to heed it. You can do anything you place your attention on, and you'll find it easy to accomplish what's needed for your intentions to take form. Whether you are aware of this or not, the way you manage your accomplishments, and even the way you handle failures and losses, is modeling the way forward for others. There is a wisdom growing within you. Being true to who you are and placing integrity and humility equal to enthusiasm makes you a wise leader indeed, one that the goddess Epona is so proud of. I'm going to read the alignment message. Somehow it's just calling me to also do this too, because this might be applicable to other people. Being overly assertive and determined to take action is not in your favor at this time. If you feel afraid of making a mistake or worried that you will somehow compromise yourself or disappoint someone else, consider this a time to regroup and assess the details. As the goddess Epona knows, not all paths are meant to be explored. Not all battles are meant to be fought. Not all opportunities will pan out. Beware the tendency to overreach. You have come a long way, and the best leader knows when to take a break. Your task is to hold back and breathe deeply, trusting fully that when the time comes to act, the goddess Epona will guide you. You don't want to act too soon out of fear and insecurity, or even by hubris, as you will surely slip and lose your stance. Take heart, for this is the perfect moment for a time out to see what the goddess Epona truly has for you. The divine has you safe and secure. You just need to wait. So I think that's actually self-explanatory. That's actually kind of a basis, a wonderful way of actually summarizing the entire reading in a lot of ways. So it is something just to keep in mind that you always have the universe at your back. Even though it doesn't seem like someone is actually overseeing this in the best possible way, they are. You have guides that are guiding you. And if you looked back actually in your past and take a look at analyze what is there, contemplate on what has happened in your life and how it's led you to where you are today, you will also see that there is something, someone, a higher power that is also getting you there. Yeah, so we're all in this together. In any case, I will be back for the full moon reading as well. That takes place on the 22nd. That's next Sunday. And I look forward to doing that and seeing where that goes, what readings, what the cards say for that. In any case, have yourself a wonderful week. And whatever you do, take the time for yourself and try to do as little action as possible or as little decision making as you possibly can make this week. I hope it is a wonderful week for you. And I thank you very much for listening to me. Like this video if you feel called to, and subscribe to my channel when you feel called to for that as well. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.